What is going on, everybody? It's the Frosted Wheel for our Full Gear predictions. We have 8 matches that are going to be happening tonight, as Full Gear is going to be going down from Baltimore, Maryland, as we are just 6 weeks into TNT show, and AEW just firing on all cylinders. Are they a perfect show every single week? Are they a perfect show at all? No. They have their ups, they have their downs, they have their good stuff, they have their bad stuff, but in all, AEW compared to WWE is a breath of fresh air in the wrestling business. And we have 8 matches here to go. First match up the docket is Britt Baker versus Priestley, which of course has, out of the 2 women's matches on this show, this one is on the buy-in. I'd rather see this match than Riho versus Sakura, which is going to be the championship match later in the show. But this match has actually some heat to it, some fire. These girls have had a problem since Fyter Fest, because at Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, not Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen's buy-in, Priestley kicked Britt Baker in the back of the head, giving her a concussion, and it's just been all downhill from there. Go to the Battle Royal for the Women's Casino Battle Royal at All Out, and these two went at each other. Of course, Priestley cost Britt Baker a chance to go at the Women's Championship at the start on the first episode of AEW on TNT. So, if I had to think of a person who wins this match, I would say if this is the blow-off, if this is the end of this feud, Britt Baker wins. But I don't think this is the end. I'm going with Priestley. It seems like AEW has cooled a little bit off on Britt Baker. She's not where they want her to be just yet. So this is going to be a long-term build for them, and I think Priestley is going to get the one-up on Britt Baker and just continue to be a thorn in Baker's side, and that will come down the line later, where at the next pay-per-view, whenever that's going to be, which I fully predict in a bit, when we're going to hear about that next pay-per-view. The first match up on the show should be Joey Janela versus Shawn Spears. This has had absolutely zero build outside of AEW Dark Episode 5 this past Tuesday, where Joey Janela got attacked by Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard because on an episode of, I think it was Being the Elite, Shawn Spears was talking with Tully Blanchard. Joey Janela was in a room behind them, comes out, he's smoking, and just puts it into Tully Blanchard's soda. So I'm going to say Shawn Spears wins this one for the simple fact is Joey Janela is some guy who I don't think him taking a loss to a guy like Shawn Spears is going to kill his momentum. He's Joey fucking Janela. People love Joey Janela, so him taking a loss to Shawn Spears, who needs to start getting some wins under his belt if he wants to be a serious threat in AEW. So him beating Joey Janela, I fully expect. Tag Team Championship match, SoCal Uncensored. Frank Kazarian, Scorpio Sky takes on the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix takes on Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Quinn for the Tag Team Championships. This one goes as simple as this. You have one member of SCU being set up for the package power driver, for the spiked package power driver, when all of a sudden, this is a triple threat match, so there's going to be no disqualification. Christopher Daniels makes his return, comes out, beats these guys down, and helps SCU retain the AEW Tag Team Championship. So I say SCU wins thanks to Christopher Daniels. Riho versus Emi Sakurai, also for the AEW Women's World Championship. I just can't get into Riho. She is unbelievable. And not a good way. She is not believable as a champion. She's 6-2 in AEW, by the way. She is unbelievable as a champion. She is unbelievable as an actual wrestler because her winning against Nyla Rose. The only reason that she won against Nyla Rose is because Nyla Rose is 2-3 years in the business. She's like a young pup in the business, while Riho has been wrestling for years and years and years. So having somebody like that lose to Nyla Rose would have made no sense. But it's just, she's 98 pounds soaking wet. She's one of the most unbelievable, in a bad way, women on the roster. The biggest crutch in AEW is the women's division. So, will Riho lose to Emi Sakurai? I don't think so. I think they're going to keep this going. This is a student versus teacher type match. And I think they're going to give this to Riho because Emi Sakurai did pin Riho on Wednesday night, which, again, I'm not a fan of having a champion lose, period. And non-title matches clean as a whistle. So I'm going with Riho over over Sakura. In the rubber match for Adam Hangman Page and Pac, this one I'm a little heads on because Hangman Page, Pac, of course Hangman Page won the first match back before Double or Nothing because there was a problem between Dragon Gate where Pac was a champion at the time and AEW there was just some kind of snafu between them with the way they were going to book after if he would have beat Hangman on that first night at Double or Nothing, what were they going to do? So they had a match at a independent show. Hangman Page won by disqualification. Then they had the rematch on the first episode on Wednesday night, October 2nd. Page won the first one, Pac won the second one. This is the rubber match. I'm going with Pac. I just think of Pac. I think there's more investment into Pac right now. I feel Hangman Page isn't there yet to be where they need to be. Now, the question is, because they did put out the rankings on Friday. They put out the rankings on Friday, and Pac is number one. He is the number two. Cody is number one. He's going for the Chris Jericho's title. If Cody was to win tonight, then Pac is obviously the number one contender. Pac winning against... So basically, if I say Pac wins, then Cody Rhodes has to win for this to work out. So I'm going with Pac. We'll talk about Chris Jericho and Cody in a minute. Young Bucks versus Nick Jackson versus Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz. Inner Circle versus the Elite. Short, sweet, to the point. Inner Circle needs to get some wins here. This is like the only match, I believe, that outside of Chris Jericho that there is for the Inner Circle. No Sammy Guevara, and of course no Jake Hager. I don't know if Jake Hager is going to wrestle anytime soon. But I'm going with Proud and Powerful for the simple fact is the Inner Circle just got started and they really need to build up as this dominant heel group. The Elite are going to be just fine. It's the Young Bucks. They're just like the Lucha Bros. They're just like Joey Janela. They could lose a match and they are like Teflon. They are not going anywhere. Now, if you have the Young Bucks or like the Lucha Bros or Joey Janela continue to lose matches in very stupid ways, yes, the crowd are going to turn and say, they're just that normal whatever tag team now or normal whatever team wrestler right now. Having them lose clean to Pride and Powerful or by dirty tactics, which I think is what's going to happen, is Pride and Powerful. There's going to be some kind of referee snafu. Pride and Powerful is going to cheat to win, and they're going to beat the Young Bucks, setting up another match down the line against these two. Again, with what's going to happen with the Lights Out match, no matter who wins that match, I say because of what happened at the end of TNT this past Wednesday, Santana and Ortiz are going to win this week, this tonight, and then on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, from Nashville, I believe, it's going to be Santana and Ortiz, Pride and Powerful, versus Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. It just feels like they set that up. And then the main event of the show, Chris Jericho versus Cody for the AEW World Championship. If Cody loses, he will never challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship again. If this goes to the 60-minute time limit draw, God help us, it doesn't. Wrestling gods, please, no. Then there are going to be 3 championship caliber judges to determine who is going to be your AEW champion. Now, AEW has kind of backed themselves into a corner here. See, they kind of backed themselves into a corner by booking Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega when they're this deep into television, and they really don't want to beat either one of them, so they made that a lights out match. This cannot have that same stipulation for the simple fact is this is for the World Heavyweight Championship. No championship should ever, and if I ever see them do a lights out match with a championship on the line, that's fucking stupid. But Cody Rhodes said he will never challenge for the title again if he does not beat Chris Jericho. But he never said he had to win the championship. He said if he didn't beat Chris Jericho, he would never challenge for the title again. Would AEW be ballsy enough to go out there and have Chris Jericho retain the title by disqualification, and Cody doesn't win the match. He wins the match, but he doesn't win the title. There we go. He can challenge again but he's not the AEW champion. He said if he did not beat Chris Jericho, but I never heard him say that's by pinfall, that's submission, disqualification, doesn't matter. If I don't walk out as champion, then I am not going to. So he said if he loses, not if he wins by disqualification, he will not challenge for the championship again. So I don't think this is going to be a good finish. I don't think anyone's going to be. They got themselves a little bit of a problem here. A lot of people invested in Cody. A lot of people invested in Cody. If Cody was to lose this match by pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out, or judge's score, there's a lot of people who are going to start watching AEW. I can tell you that right now. Cody, outside of a Kenny Omega possibly, a Jon Moxley, and a Chris Jericho, Cody is the biggest star in this company. Luchasaurus is the most over, but he's not the biggest star. But if Cody was to not be able to challenge for the AEW Championship again, I'm on the fence of this one. I think Cody's going to win the match, but he's not going to win the championship. I think because they never made that stipulation where if Cody wins by disqualification, that counts as if it didn't beat Chris Jericho. I don't think it's good. And another thing that I don't want them to go to, which would piss me off as well, double count out. Double count out. Don't fucking do that. Don't have a situation where Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho get knocked out, do some kind of spot outside, and they end up in a double count out. Don't do that. So I'm saying Cody's going to win, but it's going to be by disqualification. I think Cody's going to continue to be able to challenge for the title, but he's not going to walk out as AEW champion. Because I don't think Chris Jericho should be losing the championship yet, but I don't think Cody should be winning it yet. Because quite honestly, they're going to have criticism. Even if Cody Rhodes goes out there and wins the championship, there's going to be criticism anyway. If Cody loses this match by pinfall, submission, disqualification, judge's scorecard, or whatever they do, and Cody can never challenge for the title again, they're going to have so much criticism coming his way. There's going to be a lot of people so unhappy. And he said he's going to stick to his word that he would never challenge for the title again. I don't buy that going to happen. So I don't think he's winning the championship. I'm going to say again, Cody wins the match, but it's not a finish a lot of people are going to want to see. I don't know how the DQ is going to happen, but it's going to be by disqualification. And Cody will still be able to challenge for the title. He just won't be champion. And then that was the main event of the show. Of course, why I didn't mention the lights out unsanctioned matches, because they were going to do what they did at Fyter Fest, in which they had all their matches, and then they said, that is the end of the show. Everything after this is unsanctioned. The AEW wants no part of this. They turned the lights off. They turned the lights back on. So everything after that would not count. So it's Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. This one, I don't know how. This one's definitely going to be the final match you see. But this one, I don't know how you would do this with any other way but Jon Moxley winning. It'd be kind of dumb to have Jon Moxley go out there, do TV, pissed as fuck that he's going to be having this match with Kenny Omega, and it's not going to count. Him beating Kenny Omega is not going to count, and then he just goes out and loses. That makes no sense. So I'm going with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley will beat Kenny Omega at Full Gear, and that'll probably lead somewhere down the line to them having a singles match where, well, it actually does count. But those are my predictions. Let's go over them again. B. Priestley over Britt Baker. Sean Spears over Joey Janela. SoCal Uncensored over Lucha Bros and Private Party. Riho over Emi Sakurai. Pac over Adam Page. Proud and Powerful over the Young Bucks. Cody by disqualification over Chris Jericho. And Jon Moxley over Kenny Omega. Let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to be winning at Full Gear. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video, find me on Twitter at The France Club, find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Go check out The France Plays, that's my new gaming channel. It's been up for a couple months now. Just getting some gameplay video footage over there. There's no commentary from me. So go check all that stuff out. A lot of Destiny 2 on there. Hopefully I'll be able to do Forsaken within the next month or so. And then after that, Shadowkeep. So I could be all caught up and you guys can watch all of that. Unfortunately, the Red War did not happen because I was halfway through it before I realized, wow, I should have recorded this. But either way, that is all for this. And I'll see you guys tonight for Full Gear and tomorrow for Unscripted. Until then, my name is France and I'll see you guys later.